Hey guys, sorry we've been gone so long.
Yeah, we've just had a lot of like family functions and birthdays, and now we both work 2 jobs.
Things we probably should have filmed but didn't.
Yeah, a lot of things we could have filmed but we didn't.
But yeah, so he started his nursing job.
Did.
So he's been real busy taking up all those like introductory shifts. But I think we're in a little bit.
We're gonna do better. We're about to go on 2 vacations this next month, so we'll film those.
Yeah.
And then, so this is the Q&A we promised you.
Yeah, so we actually did write down your questions and we are going to answer them. It wasn't just asking for no reason. And y'all started with a really heavy one.
Oh. Go ahead.
Go ahead? Okay. Do you guys fight? And how do you both normally deal with it? Silent treatment, get it all out right then, put it on the back burner for later, not much fighting, you just look really happy together, and I was wondering how happy couples fight.
We do fight.
We do fight.
It's pretty intense.
But the thing is, like, it's not that often.
No.
Honestly, you know what we have a bad habit of doing is we have a bad habit of getting into fights over text. And that, it's harder to like judge people's tone over text, and it's harder to hear where someone's coming from, and you don't get that body language. And so I feel like there's a lot more room for miscommunication over text. So if you have something serious to talk about, I highly recommend talking about it in person. Or at least like call them.
We fight over principles and ideas more than like something actually happened. Like
Sure.
the meaning behind why you did something, or like your view on it and how you're approaching a situation. That's what we argue about more.
Right. And we have like very different approaches to conflict and conflict management. So
I'll chop your head off and then hold it in front of you, and like
whereas I try to avoid confrontation at all costs.
he thinks about things before he does them, which is a good trait, and I don't. But at the same time, like I get shit done.
Yeah, and then I like end up overthinking everything and then not
Stressing.
making any action because I'm
Yeah.
too busy overthinking things.
But yeah, we fight about like stupid stuff. Like our biggest fight's been about like where the center of the universe was.
Yeah, and I know we've said this in a past video, but I highly believe in this, and I've heard it from other people, and I really think it's true. Don't go to bed angry. Like, if you do have a fight, you gotta resolve it before you go to bed.
We've never.
He's trying to get nice.
Oh.
But yeah, I think we're good about that. We always eventually talk it out. We've done some silent treatment, we've had some awkward silence, but before we go to bed, we definitely always talk.
If it's both of us, it's never one of us like ignoring the other. It's always like we both get in this like, well, whatever phase.
Right. But yeah.
That's a long one, sorry.
Sorry, but yeah, everyone fights. I don't think any couple doesn't fight. What are you both hoping to get out of all of this social media stuff?
Well, we stick by what we said originally, or I do. We want to help people, and our examples are out there for you guys that need something to latch on to show you that, like, you know, despite what we've lost, what we've gained from coming out and being gay, like, we've got this, we've got our little family.
It's pretty great.
And it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't really expect to get anything tangible. I don't know if that's what you meant, but like,
We wouldn't mind to eventually end up, like, traveling a lot more.
yeah.
Because that's what, like, our passion is not necessarily putting ourselves out there. That's why we forget to film a lot. Our passion is doing things.
Yeah.
And right now we're both, like, financially, we're making a lot of money, but we're spending a lot.
Right.
So we don't travel as much as we'd like to, and as much as you see other YouTubers doing.
Right.
We don't just pick up and go.
Yeah, we're in it for that Marriott sponsorship.
Right.
Yeah, looking at you, marketing things. Look at that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, this one's for me. Carson, you're a big guy. Did you ever feel awkward being such a large guy, akin to a 6-foot-tall woman in the straight world, in the gay world? Sorry.
Make sure he doesn't cover
Does
his
he mean-
beautiful face.
Do they mean big as in fat or big as in just tall?
You're not fat.
Well, I was.
He's like 7% body fat right now, so
Guys, I've lost 60 pounds since we started.
you should show him your abs.
I'm not gonna show them my house.
He's got veins that come up his like literal size
That's
right now.
literally what my Instagram is for.
They come up like right here. It's crazy.
No, I've never felt awkward being large or tall. I actually really enjoy being large and tall. I don't know. Like, there's a reason I work out. I enjoy it. But, no, I mean, I've never gotten flack for being tall. And I've always kind of been into guys shorter than me, so it's worked out. It gives me a wider option.
It's a power thing.
No, yeah. It just gives you a wider dating pool if you're into guys shorter than you and you're tall. So, next question.
I also like guys shorter than me as my go-to.
Yep, I'm an exception.
He's an exception.
A very big exception. What is your one go-to thing to do for each other if they are sad? Is it out?
Yes.
Oh my god. There's no way.
No, I swear to God, I was
way.
looking at it.
Yeah, but there was no way they saw it.
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
I know, I'm trying to like mind like.
Alright, I'll keep that. We'll cut that out. What's your one go? You're ridiculous. Ah! Dick. Ridiculous. Okay. What is your one go-to thing to do for each other if they are sad? Well, yeah, we're just never sad. No.
It depends on why you're sad. If we're text arguing, he brings me food.
I do. Every time.
I don't know. I'm just cold-hearted. I don't know what I do.
Yeah, you don't do for anything for once. No. Nate's good about like, I don't know, just talking things out if I need
I
someone
feel like
to
I
talk
pull you
to.
aside and like hold your face and be like, listen.
He gives me that love, like that, hey, you can make it through this, and like, you're a capable adult, and don't let people walk on you. And no need to be sad, like you got this. He's encouraging. Encouraging bear. What do you think can be done to change the stigma associated with people being superficial in the gay community, and what role do you think straight culture and heteronormativity plays into this trend? This is like philosophical.
This is really deep.
You can go first.
I think that I have a psych background, and I took an entire class on relationships. There's a attraction to someone that's usually about your same level, and like in a study they gave people numbers based on hotness that were like created subjectively by other people that weren't in the study, and people ended up matching about their same like hotness level on a 1 to 10. So I think in the straight world that plays into effect, and I think it also plays into the gay world. There's plenty of people that find people like themselves that other find unattractive. Like, if you're not into bears, there's a category that's completely into that. And you know, it's the same for like any, I mean you can throw out a million categories of gay guys, but like there's body types for all, and then there's people that like all the things, so.
But I guess talking about the stigma associated with people being superficial in the gay community, I mean, I guess there is that bit of argument that gay people are more superficial than straight people, but I feel like straight guys are pretty superficial when it comes to the women that they date.
Have you gone to the gym? Like, the straight guys are staring in the mirror and like walking in things because they're looking at themselves.
Right.
It's so weird.
I don't know what we can do to change that stigma. I mean, don't be superficial, I guess, but honestly, I think that what would help is if less people relied on dating apps, because that's like the go-to for being superficial.
I will say, superficial does not last. Like, I avoided him in the beginning because he was attractive, and I was like, I'm sure he's a tool, and he's not, and I love him for his brain and this library of books he has, and like how he approaches situations.
So I'm still kind of
A little bit, but like I'm dealing with it.
I'm a lovable tool.
Right, but like I would not stay with you if you just had a hot body.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, yeah, that can be fun for like 2 weeks, but if someone's really attractive but they're dumb as a doornail, like that gets old.
Like you have to find commonality. Like we watched an hour of Yu-Gi-Oh together today. Like who does that? I don't know anyone else that can do that with.
That's true.
And like we're like that all the time, and like all these different things.
Yes. Oh, I would say highly recommend this book. He introduced it to me. It's called The Velvet Rage, and it kind of goes into some of the insecurities that gay men have and how that plays out in terms of being superficial, and kind of like our need to kind of live out this life that we want other people to think we're doing great. And like I know we're probably hypocrites with this because we have a YouTube, we have Instagram and stuff, but like creating that persona versus like creating your individuality and like what you want people to perceive you as versus what you actually are. So learning to overcome that and become an authentic self once, especially because you kind of feel like a lot of people, and myself included, kind of reinvent themselves when they come out. It's almost like a fresh start because you're trying to discover who you really are. So I'd highly recommend the book The Velvet Rage if you have not read it.
And it goes into like why gays get into money and like why they move to California and why
why they always have the good jobs and why
And
they
the
always
cars,
care
yeah.
about their clothes and why they care about fashion and why they care about furniture and like where you live and why do those things matter to gays and why that all seems so
I
superficial.
can't think of who wrote it, but I swear it's on.
We have it. You gave it.
We have 2 copies.
We definitely have it.
Yeah.
Who would win in a full-on physical fight? He would win.
It's not true.
Well, he knows martial arts, and I've never been in a fist fight before.
Neither of us have been in a fist fight before, and
Have you
he's
been in a
huge.
fight?
No, I've never once been in a physical fight.
But like, you don't weigh that much less than me now. It's like 40 pounds. So these swole guys, be careful. What would each of your reactions be if the other person was being aggressively hit on? I've seen him get aggressively hit on. It's really funny.
He stood there and watched and laughed at him.
Yeah, it was with a woman, so maybe that it would be different if it was a really hot dude aggressively hitting on him. But I don't know. I'm not overly jealous, so.
I am. Jesus Christ.
But when have you ever really witnessed guys aggressively hit on me? I don't know. Which Hogwarts house?
1, 2, 3.
Ravenclaw. Easy, easy, easy. Nate, how do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
About 5'10", probably about 220. I don't know. Hopefully have a master's or a doctorate. Hopefully have a dog. Thinking about a kid, but like not quite there yet in 5 years.
Yeah, because that'd be 30. That'd be pushing it. Maybe
Yeah.
married?
Yeah.
To some dude? I don't know. Some lucky guy. Carson, what is the key to having a successful relationship? Why is this one just to me? Well, this is my only one, but it's been successful so far. I would say some keys that I've noticed and I've learned over the past year are being willing to prioritize things and find time even when it's not the most convenient thing for the person you care about. So like even if I have a busy day, I always try to find time to go see Nate in person a little bit. Like for example, there'd be nights where he'd work all night and I'd get off at 2 a.m. and like I'd be super tired and like just want to go to bed, but like I really want to see him. So I would go get cookout, or that's fast food, and like go bring it to him and like spend 5 minutes with him. And so even though that was like an extra 30 minutes of lost sleep, like it was worth it to me because I like to see you. And then also being willing to like apologize when you're wrong and not being stubborn and being like, well, I'm gonna wait for him to apologize. And just like being willing to admit when I'm wrong. And like being willing to like change things that don't matter to me if it makes him happy, like the skeleton. Like, you know, like I'm willing to make changes. It's not something that like I morally care about, you know, like for example, I don't like to make the bed because again I use it every day, but he likes the bed made, and so like I make the bed because he likes the bed made, and it makes our house look nice.
Even though no one sees it but us.
Even though we never have house guests and we're the only people who see it. Who takes better care of the other one when you aren't feeling well? Neither of us have really been sick. He had sunburn and I put sun lotion.
Really bad. You can probably still see like I'm like awfully red right here, and like I can't shower for like the 4th day. I had to call it sick from work when it was so bad. Like I was swelling up and had a fever. He put lotion on me.
Oh, that's a bad image, isn't it? So yeah, I'm assuming next time I have a cold, you're just gonna like let me do that.
I've had a lot of medications when you say something's wrong.
That's true. And he always, the thing is, this is awesome. Try to find a nurse if you can, because like he has all these medical.
I've like skin glued your
body
back together.
Like he's like scalpeled me before and all these other things just to help me out. What kind of books do you guys like to read? Oh my god, let's just grab a couple.
Dune is a classic, and H.P. Lovecraft with his fiction and horror and sci-fi.
Do you have a Storm of Swords over there?
Piece of Prose, Clash of Kings, Game of Thrones. No. I like fiction because I live in the real world and I don't want to read about it. And I like when it's written for someone above the teenage reading level. And that's all I'll say about that. Carson lives in a more philosophical world. Like all of his stuff is classics and like thought-provoking, hard language stuff. Like I like Paradise Lost or something like that. I'm trying to read Wicked, guys, but I just can't make it through. I can't. So just like I don't care.
The ones I want to show them are like the ones.
We're gonna lose half our followers because I said that. So.
Highly recommend reading A Song of Ice and Fire. Knox Box, I swear to God. Come here, Knox Box. Catch-22, funniest book I've ever read. Highly recommend it if you have not read it. This is the origin of that phrase. If someone is in a catch-22, it is a reference to this book. And it's really funny, and it's about World War II and how ridiculous military culture is. This book is really funny. It's about the Antichrist coming, but it's like from the perspective of a demon and an angel who basically have a truce and they don't really do anything against each other. But then like the Antichrist gets switched with another baby at birth, so they're both following this kid thinking it's the Antichrist, but the Antichrist is like on the other side of London, like just growing up a normal life. but it's really funny. And then I can't find it, but what's it called? No, Brave New World. Aldous Huxley.
Oh, Aldous Huxley. We're
Yes.
reading that right now.
Yes, it's very good. It's in the same vein as 1984 in that it's a dystopian novel, but it takes a complete opposite view of the future, and I think it's a much more realistic view of how society is going compared to 1984. I think that, like, it's highly worth reading, and it was written like in the 40s, but like honestly, it does a pretty good job of, like, I feel like the future technology that they wrote about is realistic future technology now. Like, people drive helicopters and things like that.
And here's the book we talked about earlier, The Velvet Rage. It's written by Alan Downs, and he has a PhD in this stuff. Pretty pink cover, so it's not an obviously homosexual book, but the catchline is overcoming the pain of growing up gay in a straight man's world. And like, I've read this more than once, and I never reread books, so
I kind of want to reread it now.
Yeah.
All right.
It's helped people come out in my life, so.
You help me? If you could be part of the Star Wars universe or Game of Thrones universe, which would you choose and why? Can we have a third option, say Harry Potter?
Right.
I would say Star Wars because honestly, unless you're like filthy rich in Game of Thrones, it sucks because you're a peasant and you're stuck in the Middle Ages and
You're quite likely to die.
and you don't have dragons. So like, if you're Daenerys, yeah, sure, give me Game of Thrones. But like Star Wars, I could be a Jedi, I could be a Sith, I could have lasers and awesome futuristic technology. So Star Wars. What was your answer?
Star Wars, because everyone dies in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And I like flushable toilets.
Also true. Hey guys, so we were almost done doing the Q&A, and then of course the camera died because I suck at charging. But thank y'all for watching it. Hope you enjoyed it. This one was like a little bit deeper, I think.
Yeah, we had some deep questions and we had some deep answers, so we're like, why? Sorry it's so long.
Yep, but we dove into it. Also wanted to give a quick shout out to
Ray, Ross, Cliff, and Jay.
Yes.
Who sent us letters.
Boom.
We are appreciative. And someone else did, but we could not get to the package sections. Sorry, we didn't pick that one up yet.
Yep.
We know we've been really bad at filming, and we're going to be better, we promise. And we've got some more fun stuff coming up. We have 2 beach vacations this month, and my family knows about our YouTube now, so we can
film around now.
film more around my family because I was afraid to do it.
Yeah. But that'd be good.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be better about filming, and thank you for watching. So I hope you have a great day.
Love you.
Love you. Oh my goodness. Bye.